dahil humihingi lang po ng pera sa gobyerno para sa graft and corruption. Again, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, in this era where we have irresponsible officials.
Ito na nga, Janet Garin at Bernadette Herrera, mainit na ng kasagutan. Pero bago ang lahat, maaari kayong mag-subscribe para maging updated sa mga issue at bagong mga balita. Lakas loob ngang ininterpula ni Janet Garin si BH Representative Herrera patungkol sa sakit na polio. Ayon pa kay Garin, wala umanong kwenta ang kasalukuyang administrasyon dahil sa walang maayos na pag-aksyon patungkol dito. Narito ang buong detalye.
Majority Leader. Madam Speaker, I move that we recognize the gentle lady from the 1st District of Iloilo, the Honorable Representative Janet Garin, for her interpellation.
Representative Janet Garin of the 1st District of Iloilo is now recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, distinguished colleague. I actually didn't have any intention to interpellate, as I admit I was in another meeting and did not hear fully the privileged speech of the Honorable BH Bernadette Herrera. However, when I came in, sensing the interpellation of one of our colleagues, which I believe would add on to the misinformation with regards to vaccination, may I be allowed, Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, to forward some questions. There was mention of sterilization and vaccination during the interpellation of one of our colleagues, and I was of the impression that the distinguished sponsor or the distinguished colleague who was delivering her privileged speech was affirming said information. Can you further expound how sterilization and vaccination are related?
Madam Speaker, I never agreed to the statement. I just said I thank the good interpellator for the information that he gave us, but that wasn't part of my privileged speech. He just mentioned that the anti-tetanus vaccine that was given during 1995. And then I didn't know anything about that until he brought it up. And I did not affirm anything as I have no authority and no knowledge of such.
Thank you for that, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague. The reason why I asked this is precisely the reason why vaccination is going down the drain. We have people who are in position and who continue the misinformation. First, there was the allegation that vaccination was related to sterilization. Again, fake news, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague. Pangalawa po, ang sabi niya, nagkaroon ng mga pagbabakuna dahil humihingi lang po ng pera sa gobyerno para sa graft and corruption. Again, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, in this era where we have irresponsible officials who are talking about wrong information, this will again contribute not only to polio outbreak but to even more. Is our honorable colleague here, Madam Speaker, aware of that story on sterilization and tetanus toxoid?
No, Madam Speaker, I just heard it from the interpellator.
Yes, because my appeal, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, is that when this information is being propounded, and you are, of course, the one delivering the privileged speech, is if it's wrong, then we should outrightly say it's not true. If we don't have any knowledge to this, then we should say we should refer to what is written on scientific books. Ang kwento po ng sterilization at tetanus toxoid ay naging malaking sampal sa Pilipinas nung taon na sinabi nyo. What happened, Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, was that a court overruled the tetanus toxoid, 2 doses being given to pregnant women. Nagkaroon na po ako ng maraming mga nanay na pinaanak at napakataas po ng risk ng neonatal tetanus, not only for the mother but also for the child. And that is the reason why there are 2 tetanus toxoid doses required for every pregnant woman. And we are happy to say that we have overcome that fake news that happened wherein a court banned tetanus toxoid, a vaccination for pregnant women, which are actually 2 booster doses. Ano po ang nangyari, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, nung ito ay nangyari? Alam niyo po ba ang naging consequence nung ginabas ng korte ang desisyon na yan?
Madam Speaker, I'm sure the good interpolator would enlighten us, and she has more authority to talk about a topic that is not my topic of my privileged speech.
Madam Speaker, for a nil incidents na halos walang nanay na namatay dahil sa tetanus nung panahon na yun, nung yung pong lumaban, ginawan ng mali, ginawan ng kwentong kutsero at haka-haka, at naniwala naman ang korte, pinagbawal ang tetanus toxoid. Tingnan po natin ang dokumento. History will speak for itself. Many mothers died of tetanus. And because of this, after 4 or 5 years, when Filipino mothers were dying of tetany, ang nangyari po, ibinalik ang tetanus toxoid to save the mothers and the children. Again, irresponsableng mga salita sa mga hindi eksperto, irresponsableng mga salita sa tunay na pakay ng bakuna, kaya namamatay yung ating mga kababayan. And I would appeal, Madam Speaker, to our distinguished colleague, if vaccination is really in your heart, you should be one with the real experts and us vaccinators that should counter wrong information like what was forwarded earlier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Kaya nga po, doon sa statement ko, bilang kasagutan ko doon sa interpolator, kaya sinabi ko po, mas malaki ang challenge sa atin bilang mambabatas na i-educate at ibalik ang confidence sa vaccination program ng ating bansa. At yun po ang kino-compare ko po, yung polio vaccine that we have been doing for the past 40 years in the country and have saved millions of lives in our country. Kaya yun nga po yung nililinaw ko na bilang mambabatas, responsibilidad po natin na i-educate sila para hindi makinig sa maling impormasyon.
And
Ako po ay sumasang-ayon sa inyo na kailangan bilang mambabatas, we will be responsible enough to give the correct information to the public and dispel any wrong information. At ako ay nagpapasalamat sa ating interpolator for explaining that situation para lahat po ng mababatas dito ay masagot, marinig ang kasagutan with regards to the issue that was raised by the first interpolator.
Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, sa pagkakaalam ko po, ikaw rin po ay isang nanay. Did you ever have tetanus toxoid shots during your pregnancy?
Sa pagkakaalam ko po, opo.
And Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, lahat po yata ng kongresista dito ang nabuntis na ay nagkaroon ng 2 tetanus toxoid shots. We were privileged na wala po tayo at hindi po tayo buntis nung panahon na ipinagbawal ng korte ang tetanus toxoid dito sa Pilipinas, kaya ito ang naging rason na kung dati-rati wala ng neonatal tetanus, biglang nag-surge again because of fake news. Moving forward, Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, I heard another colleague asking that since in 2016, what was given as the oral poliovirus was actually a bivalent OPV. Ibig po sabihin, yung oral polio na binibigay, 3 patak pa rin, but it was actually protecting against polio 1 and polio 3. Nawala po ang polio 2. With our distinguished colleague and the honorable representative from the BH party list, the Bagong Generation party list, educate this august body what prompted our government to do such a thing and what prompted the world to follow that pursuit and directive by the World Health Organization.
Hindi ko po nakuha yung katanungan nyo. Yung ano po what prompted the world to do the massive polio vaccination program?
No, Madam Speaker. Kanina po, tinanong po kayo ng ating kasamahan na nung dumating ang 2016, actually it was not in 2016, it was in 2015, where there was a shift from the trivalent OPV to the bivalent oral polio vaccine. May our distinguished colleague enlighten this august body as to the reason for such.
Madam Speaker, I have no knowledge as to the reason for the shift, but all I know is that for this Sabayang Patak, they would like to address the present strain that we have in the country today. That's why they ordered new sets of medicines, I believe, from UNICEF in order to achieve and address the present strain that is in the country today.
What was the medicine ordered from UNICEF, Madam Speaker?
I am not exactly sure of that one, but it's DOH who said that it would address the oral polio vaccine type 2 that we have here in the country.
Madam Speaker, with due courtesy to our distinguished colleague, I really do not want to stand up on this matter, but I feel it is my responsibility so that everybody will be on the same pipeline. Kasi pag narinig po natin ang komentong may bakunang ibinigay at dalawa lang ang laman, kulang ng isa, ang iisipin natin, binigyan natin ng kulang yung ating kababayan kaya nagkaroon ng outbreak. Am I right in saying that that will be the interpretation? Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague.
Madam Speaker, it is said that they have to receive 3 vaccines, 3 doses of vaccines for the 3 consecutive months.
Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, if you will allow me for a few minutes to educate our colleagues. Magkaiba po ang doses, magkaiba po ang strain. Ang polio virus po ay 3 klase, polio 1, polio 2, at polio 3. Yung doses naman ng pagbabakuna kontra polio ay 3 doses, 1.5 months old, 2.5 months old, and 3.5 months old. Wala pong kinalaman ang strain at ang dose na 1, 2, 3, nagkataon lang po na pareho silang 3. Ang nangyari po sa buong mundo, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, of course, with due indulgence, ang sakit na polio ay nanggaling sa 3 klaseng virus. Sa buong mundo, karamihan, ang ginagamit ay ang tinatawag na inactivated polio vaccine. Ito po ay turok at hindi patak. The only reason that the Philippines use the oral polio vaccine ay dahil mas mura. However, there is a possibility na itong virus pagka-oral polio, pagka-patak, pumapasok siya sa GIT or gastrointestinal tract ng pasyente at may posibilidad na kung mababa ang resistensya ng batang nabakunahan, he or she will pass out the virus in his feces. Again, that is not an infection. Because if you were vaccinated with poliovirus at nagpositibo ang dumi ng pasyente, hindi ibig sabihin na may sakit na polio ang pasyente. And I believe that is the case in Laguna. So you can never say that that patient is positive for polio because the patient is not manifesting acute flaccid paralysis or the symptoms of a polio patient. Kaya nagkakaroon din ngayon ng mali na pag-iintindi. However, in 2014 and in 2015, the Philippines abided by the World Health Organization and decided to shift. Galing sa patak, ginawa nating turok. Bakit po? Dahil yung turok, ang iyong proteksyon ay buong katawan. It is a systemic protection. However, you cannot just do a shift in one click of your finger. It should be in a transition of 3 to 5 years. Kaya naging 3 patak, 1 turok. And then later on, magiging 2 patak, 2 turok. Up to you shift to a full 3 turok, it is still the same polio dose, 1, 2, 3, pero turok na siya. Hindi po totoo na kinulang ng 1 dose. What was actually done is that worldwide, we were able to eradicate, the world was able to eradicate polio type 2. This is not the 2nd dose. So the whole world decided to destroy all polio type 2, including the polio type 2 in the oral polio vaccine. Bakit po? Dahil ito po ang pwedeng pagsimulan ng pagbabalik. Unfortunately, the Philippines has found the presence of polio 2. It's not wild poliovirus, it's vaccine-derived, meaning yung batang nabakunahan, dati, nung humina ang resistensya niya, lumabas sa kanyang dumi. What is the consequence of this? The consequence of this, Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, distinguished colleague, kung yung palibot na tao sa Pilipinas, mababa ang vaccination coverage, at kung yung dumi ng baby na nasa diaper, itinatapon kung saan-saan, at hindi sila nagpupupo sa banyo na may proper disposal of waste, those people, pagka bumaba ka ng 80% ay pwedeng magka-polio dahil fecal to oral route. Nakahawak ka ng pupo, napakain mo si baby o napakain mo ang ibang pasyente. That is not related to the number of doses. The bivalent polio vaccine, as what Honorable Gonzales was referring to, is in fact aligned with the World Health Directive dahil pwedeng pagkunan siya. Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, naririnig po kasi natin palagi ang vaccine-associated paralytic poliomyelitis and vaccine-derived paralytic poliomyelitis. May I inquire from the distinguished sponsor, Madam Speaker, what is her knowledge o ano po yung iyong pag-iintindi sa VDPP at sa VAPP?
Palagay ko po, Madam Speaker, mas kayang i-explain ng ating interpellator bilang isang doktor. Baka ako po ay magkamali pa. Mas gusto kong siya na lang po ang mag-explain sa atin.
Now, Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, the reason why I was trying to open this up, dahil noong pong ako'y nasa departamento pa, before my assumption, Type 2 VDPP was also isolated in one of the sewerage, pero wala sa tao. At hindi po ito'y pinalabas dahil nga magkaroon na naman ng maling interpretasyon dahil ang pangalan mismo nakakatakot. Ang pangalan kasi vaccine-associated, vaccine-derived. We never use that term outside the medical confines kasi kaming mga vaccinologists, alam namin at naiintindihan namin. Pero pag ginagamit natin yung mga words na yun sa labas ng scientific conference room at sa labas ng laboratorio, pwedeng pagsimulan ng maling pag-intindi. Kaya nga po, nung ito'y lumabas sa press release ng Department of Health, ako'y agad-agad na tumawag. Please don't use medical and scientific words because that will be misinterpreted by laymen. Tama po yun. Nanggagaling po siya sa bakuna, nanggagaling siya as vaccine-associated, dalawang klase po yun, or vaccine-derived, pero hindi po ibig sabihin na dapat katakutan ang bakuna. Ito ay nanggagaling doon pag lumalabas sa pupo, attenuated or ni-knock out yung virus. Subalit, kung ikaw ay oral polio ang gamit at hindi injectable, kung bumaba ang immunization coverage sa buong bansa, pwede siyang magising. Yun po ang ibig sabihin nito. And if we have a low coverage of immunization, the solution there is to increase the coverage. The type 2 oral poliovirus is not being sold in the market anymore. Yung type 2 polio vaccine has been phased out of the world. All countries has shifted to bivalent oral polio vaccine. Saan po yan nakatago? Yan po itinatago ng World Health Organization. Bakit po? Kasi kung sakali na magkaroon ng outbreak, kagaya na nangyari sa Pakistan, sa Pilipinas, at sa Syria, may giyera sa Syria, may fake news sa Pilipinas, may vaccine hesitation. Oral, para proteksyonan dito muna ngayon. So my appeal, Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, is that we avoid using the terminologies VAPP and VDPP para po hindi lalong matakot yung ating mga nanay at tatay. And with due courtesy, of course, to my two colleagues, ang pakiusap ko po is wag po natin gamitin ang termino na kulang yung bakunang ginamit ng Department of Health. Because doses is different from poliovirus strains, and the doses given were actually the perfect doses being given before and until now, aligned with the World Health Organization directive by the Strategic Advisory Group on Experts. Ang ibig lang po natin sabihin, Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, I know that this is very technical. But if you want to laymanize it, ang babalikan lang po natin, huwag po nating paratangan ng kung ano-anong akusasyon ang pagbabakuna. I took offense from a senator who said, baka naman yung outbreak, gawa-gawa lang para magkapera ang multinationals. Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, vaccines are regulated worldwide. Pagka may outbreak, binibigay siya ng libre. That's why the fund that the distinguished sponsor is requesting should just be used for human resource. And Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, marami pa pong pera ang Department of Health sa ngayon kasi ang dami po ng hindi nagastos. They also have the Quick Response Fund to answer to calamities. At kung yaan nandiyan dyan, if you have the will, you will find the way. I believe the problem is not just asking for volunteers because Rotary has been very active. The Latter Church, the Church of the Latter Saints has also been very active. In fact, they even donate and spend. What is the missing link, Madam Speaker? The missing link are the experts that the Department of Health should immediately tap. Kasi puro lang po tayo daldal, pero hindi po natin kinakausap ang mga totoong eksperto. Kung puro lang po tayo press conferences, pero hindi natin sinasabi ang totoo, para ano pa? Because those words can never make the life of a dead child alive again. Maraming salamat po, Madam Speaker. Maraming salamat, distinguished sponsor.
Madam Speaker,
Madam Speaker.
maraming salamat
Madam
po
Speaker, Madam
sa
Speaker,
ating
Madam
interpellation.
Speaker, I
Majority
just would like to
Leader.
manifest one simple
Point of
message.
order, Madam Speaker.
One simple message.
I move that we call the roll.
Madam Speaker, I move that we suspend.
One simple message.
Point of order, Madam
Session.
I
Speaker.
challenge her to a debate
Point of order,
Session
Madam
suspended.
Speaker.
so that she will go to jail.
Parliamentary inquiry, Madam Speaker. The one who delivered the speech is the Honorable B.H. Hindi po si Honorable Atienza. Thank you, Madam Speaker.